How Diary of a Wimpy Kid 4 destroyed Roderick's life. When Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Long Haul, hit cinemas in 2017, it was a huge deal for the franchise. The fourth installment of the series surprised fans when it replaced the entire core cast of the movie, including Roderick Heffley, one of the most iconic characters who had been portrayed through 3 movies. Roderick, the cool but often clueless older brother of Greg Heffley, was played by Devin Bostick, whose portrayal won the character a massive fan following. Bostick's version of Roderick was charismatic and instantly likable, and fans often ranked him among the top characters in the Wimpy Kid universe. His portrayal balanced the character's rebellious nature with an unexpected relatability, making Roderick an unforgettable part of the series. Meanwhile, Bostick, who would have only been 19 during the Long Haul shoot, was not available to play by that time. The entire franchise had a specific dilemma on this film. Greg Heffley's world and his age were frozen in a place so that actors playing his world and his family in particular were stuck in a series of ages. This made it impossible to have it with the original cast as they were aging too fast.
Big into metal and rock and roll, and he's a drummer, although he's not really good at it. And, you know, I feel like deep down he has a good heart.
Hence, for The Long Haul, filmmakers made the unpopular decision to recast all the main roles with that of Roderick as well. This move set off an overwhelming wave of backlash from fans. The first trailer unveiled the new cast for The Long Haul. The reactions were instant. One thing they were very vocal about was the recasting of Roderick with Charlie Wright. His look was very different from what they remembered with Bostick as Roderick. Most of them just could not accept it. At the time of filming, Wright was only 14 years old, so he was a relatively unknown actor. It wasn't too long before the contrast between the character's new depiction and the previous iteration really irked the fans. The internet erupted in memes and criticism, mocking his appearance and likening him to pop culture icons such as Lord Farquaad from Shrek, Michael Jackson, and even those of Monsters, Inc. and Ratatouille. Those comparisons, though often done in jest, soon crossed the line into cruel and hurtful territory.
You're probably thinking, that guy looks awfully familiar.
One of the most viral reactions to the recasting came in the form of the hashtag #NotMyRodrick, which trended on social media. Fans flooded the internet with photoshopped images, re-editing scenes from the previous Wimpy Kid films to include Bostick's Roderick alongside the new, much derided version played by Wright. Such pictures were always captioned by words that reflected disappointment and anger in the recasting. There were even a few being harsh and tasteless in making jokes at Wright's appearance and in acting for the character. This online firestorm has now placed Wright smack dab in the middle. Things progressed quickly as relentless criticism fast ballooned into personal attacks with death threats from some of the fans. This public outrage had started to take its toll on Wright's mental well-being. He has even posted a video on YouTube explaining the emotional strain he suffered immediately after the release of that film. He mentioned that because he was doing his job, he received nasty remarks that included some sick death threats against him. He said it was too much and went through a depression phase that lasted for almost 3 years. Wright felt isolated, and going out of his house was a source of anxiety. He was always conscious of people judging him or laughing at him, which made his daily life very tough. In his video, Wright explained that the look he had for Roderick was not his choice to make. The filmmakers had instead instructed him to look and style in a certain way, which included his infamous helmet-like hairstyle that so many fans ridiculed him for. Wright recalled how he had copious amounts of hairspray applied to his hair on set every day, thus giving him a stiff look.
Just sent me the new trailer for Diary of a Wimpy Kid: The Long Haul and asked me to make a reaction video.
The end result was a Roderick that had little to do with the one audiences had grown to love. All of this notwithstanding, Wright kept his cool, doing his best to bring the character to life. Still, the hate persisted, and as it grew, he decided to quit acting altogether. The backlash against The Long Haul wasn't limited to Wright. Panned universally for weak storytelling and pathetic acting by leads, other lead stars appearing in this film include the movie star Jason Drucker, the actor for the role Greg. Nevertheless, the public outrage more clearly fell squarely on the doors of Wright, since the action of him as Roderick had set face to what proved to fail, being an actual cinematic take of fans' imaginations. Alienating the fans was the recasting of the entire main cast, and that the lack of any kind of connection to the previous films added insult to injury. Despite all the negative reactions, Wright also experienced a silver lining of this experience. Time passed by, and many fans finally began to realize that the severity of the cruelty against Wright was not warranted. In a reflective moment, fans and users of the internet realized that Wright was only playing and had no say in the casting or the way the character was portrayed. As Wright opened up about his struggles in his video, many fans began to apologize for the way they treated him. There was a growing sense that the actor, like everyone else, was human and deserves to be pitied and not vitriolized. It was an important lesson for many. While it's quite okay to dislike the movie or the casting, to attack the actors personally is really unfair and damaging. Positive attitude during the whole process earned Wright a new degree of respect from many. Although he faced all of this, he said that he had nothing to regret over being in the long haul. He said that it is among the best experiences that he has ever had on stage. That reflection was quite mature and classy when, following this backlash, he decided that he was done acting forever. Such is the power of Wright's willingness to forgive those who wronged him, sharing his story with the world. A true reminder of the real human cost of online hate. With regard to this particular context, the issue surrounding the long haul and Charlie Wright in his role as Roderick Heffley serves to remind everyone that there are consequences for the kind of online harassment that many people are subjected to in the present day. In spite of the fact that the long haul may have let down a great number of viewers, the actors who appeared in the show were not the ones who made the decisions behind the scenes. The internet has a tendency to forget that there is a human being whose being they are blaming for being insensitive, or who is being wounded by the behaviors that they are criticizing. The only thing that Charlie Wright had done was his part in part. He was not deserving of the hatred that he had to endure. We can only hope that his story serves as a reminder to all of us that it is acceptable to have a negative opinion about a movie or a casting decision without having to be harsh. Due to the fact that remarks made on the internet can easily become harmful, the situation involving Charlie Wright highlights the importance of having compassion and understanding in today's environment. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.